Alright. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chester. Happy birthday to you. We got you a birthday cake, Chester.
All right.
Yeah. We got you it's an ice cream cake, Cargill ice cream cake. Have you ever had an ice cream cake?
I like cake without ice cream.
There's something new to that, huh?
So you like your cake without ice cream? This whole cake is ice cream. You don't like ice cream? Not really?
No.
No? Well, guess what? You got a cake that you can't even eat. So we're gonna eat it for you. So,
chocolate.
Oh, I got a chocolate cake up there.
Okay.
Yeah, we bought you this cake today. When we went to Kroger.
I'm gonna show my wife and my son this stuff. Yeah, put it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of me in front of it.
You gonna take a
It's
picture?
your mom. Yeah.
You gonna take a picture of you and your cake, Chester?
All right.
Yeah, you right, brother.
Thanks.
Nah, man. Thank you, bro. You just don't know what you're doing for me. That's what you don't understand. Okay?
All right.
There you go. Dave, you want to get in there?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you right.
You get in there, Chester. But, baby, you can take a picture of me and the brothers. You gonna take a picture of him taking a picture? Hey, I wasn't looking.
Now I got you. Do it again, though. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
And now you come get in here, Junior, and then baby take a picture. Take a picture.
You can just send it to my phone.
I'm like, this might have been the shorter path.
Yeah, why you go ahead. Come on.
You have to-
I can, you know, yeah.
You can use whoever phone. Just shit.
We got everybody's number.
And you go with my brother. My brother. Hey, hold on, I'm get like, hold on. I'm coming. I know you ain't got, I don't want you falling. Just stay where you are. Now you can put your hand around me.
Yeah.
I know it's like the hole. Okay, there you go.
Okay, y'all. David, what is your camera countdown? I'm sorry, is that 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1? Yeah. How do you take that
he got a
timer
small
off
phone?
of yours?
No, she went the wrong one and start taking the picture. Get it one more time.
Okay.
This time it'll be quicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
You.
Happy birthday,
There you go,
Chester.
man.
Thank y'all.
All right, man.
And since you don't eat ice cream cake, we'll eat it for you.
Did you get it? Just a cake?
Chester got a birthday.
Oh, you said
It says happy
for the doors?
No. I just gave them something.
Okay.
They don't need much. They too good for $100.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. You gonna try this cake, Chester. You ain't gotta like it. But you gonna try it.
Okay.
My brother. Yeah, you got another brother, Herbie.
Yeah, okay. Guess I'll try it. Oh,
David,
it
where you
is.
want to put this at?
Just put it, brother. I got it from there. That's for you, Chester. And I'm gonna give you a spoon. You don't like it, you don't like it. But you can't have a cake and don't even try it. Here you go. So that's a spoon. And the cake is directly in front of you.
All right.
And I'm gonna try it too. So there's chocolate on the bottom and vanilla on the top. It's just cake and ice cream with some type of little layer in between. I used to eat this cake when I was a kid. I used to love it.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
When I saw that.
You want a little bitty piece or you good?
No, I want a little piece, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
About like what I got. I want to ruin your appetite.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, appetite. It's just I already know. Cause my wife gonna take. You know, she gonna take my sugar. You know, she can't wait to take it back home. Nobody do that to me, Chester. Cause she know I love sweets and junk, right?
Check the sugar level.
So she always check my system exactly. She always check it like she checked it today. It was kind of moderate, right? That's why when we sat down and ate, she fixed me a half. Let me see what she did me. She fixed me a half a muffin and 2 strawberries, right?
Yeah.
And when I saw the muffin, I was like, no, I better not. You heard me?
Yeah.
So I ain't no breakfast today, right? Because I woke up kind of late today. But I know she checked my she checked my sugar. You heard me?
Yeah.
Because the way my body is right now, what's going on to me, if I become a diabetes, it'll be a threat.
A
to my health.
diabetic?
Yes. It'll be a threat to my health.
Yeah, I tried a little bit.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
There you go. Here, a couple napkins on your hand.
Like, ma'am, a wet napkins, please, or wet cloth,
huh?
please.
You said I tried a little bit. That's it. Just I don't want nothing to do with no ice cream. There you go. Reach out.
Thank you, brother.
But you know who made the ice cream like this, yeah?
Hold up.
The little one y'all told us about, that Trading D told us about?
Yeah.
You know, trumpets in there?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I was trying to say. There's an ice cream cake with that in it. You hear me?
Yeah, that's what's in there.
You're right, huh?
Huh?
You all right, huh? I said you all right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't want to talk too loud to you.
I wonder how it is being a minister, man. You be traveling, like, come in 3 days later, get back in your car and head back up to where you're from.
You want me to tell you?
What?
Same thing like working on the road.
Yeah.
Dude, I was barely home, bro.
Yeah.
I came back home. My 14 days off. I went with my boys and them and did some work for Costco. You heard me? Cause I say it was hard trying to take care of my sister. You heard me?
Yeah.
I was trying to take care of my sister, my little niece. You heard me?
Yeah.
And at the same time, my other sister was trying to take care of my brother-in-law. That's Reverend Church too. Their mama and their daddy, right? Then I had my other sister.
Looking for a Chester.
A water, please.
Okay, I get you. There we go.
Yep, my favorite type cake is vanilla cake with white icing.
There you go.
Thank you, brother.
Vanilla cake with white icing.
Yep.
How long did it take you to learn your keypad? And on your syllables on there? A long time, huh?
So what is that?
It's an e-reader.
Even.
I have the Bible on here.
Mm-hmm. But I want to know how long it took you to learn to use it. 2 years?
Well, I got it back about 1.5 years ago.
You still learn, okay.
I'm still learning
I
stuff
can tell
on
by
it.
your hand, okay.
So what do you do? Kind of push up different words. So do you read whole words or just letters?
Whole words.
Mm-hmm.
So
Different letters for. Sometimes a letter might be a whole word.
one letter will be a whole word.
Yeah, like for G, it might be go.
Go.
Well. Mm-hmm.
You ever try playing the piano?
I tried, but I could never get the hang of it.
It's small, no sound.
Because some people are good at piano. I just wasn't.
No, I'm just saying, because when you, no disrespect, most people who become blind or have to use their fingers a lot,
Yeah.
y'all play the piano the best. But what I'm trying to tell you is because I had an uncle like that, heard me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he learned how to play the piano, he had no choice.
So what you were doing down there? Changing the page?
Changing different books and different chapters.
So
I
what?
come in Jeremiah 49.
So this is Jeremiah 49.
Uh-huh.
But he could hear it, the tingling in his ear.
Are you listening to it or just feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Feeling it, but I'm talking about when you finish, you can hear it.
Well, while I'm hearing because I have, I'm streaming on my YouTube channel.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm not there. I was hearing something. I was like, so you're on YouTube? the ball. This system today, boy, no joke. See, I would get lost. But I can better operate the phone.
Doing all kinds of stuff at the same time.
Isn't the trip, bro?
Yep. Can you tell me about that, the stadium again?
Oh, okay. The New Orleans Saints was the only team in the national football that made more money, even more than Dallas, and those teams that was winning the Super Bowl. New Orleans was the only team in the national football team that was supported by 5 to 7 different states. The New Orleans Saints was first football team, business-wise, that the NFL didn't own their stadium. The NFL didn't own their land. The NFL didn't own their slogan. The NFL didn't own the team. The NFL did not own money marketing or nothing concerning them. And guess what? Here's the biggest thing. The NFL didn't even own the what you call it, the franchise tag, or what you call it again? The mascots. In the name, the Fleur de Lis. Now I'm gonna tell you who the Fleur de Lis belong to. The city of New Orleans, and anybody can use it. You hear me?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you the Superdome. The Superdome was not owned by the NFL because the owners of the team during that time they bought the land and established the land, and they were trying to figure out how they was making so much money. But at the same time, they was buying that land while the Saints was playing in Tulane Stadium, which was a college stadium, you see? The Jews own Tulane University, see? So, since the Jews own Tulane University, you got to understand the business of the United States of America. Most of the Jewish people own majority of the land in banks, and the money that's floating through, the gold exchange, the Jews own all that. So, and then one of the owners that was part of the team, he was married to a Jewish girl. So he couldn't even. That's Archie Manning's wife, for example. All right. So guess what? They cut out the NFL completely. Did you know from 1966 when they started to establish all the way until 1993, the Saints didn't own the NFL, not a dollar.
No?
Not a dollar. Woo, bro. Now, the only thing that the Saints depend for was their time and their rights. You see? But that also messed the Saints up in a draft situation. So they couldn't get them one way, they had to get them another way. See what I'm saying? To buy into the game. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, let's look at it like this here. It was because of the New Orleans Saints that they came out with other teams. Because they ain't making all the money. Without going to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Wasn't it something?
Yep.
People don't think about it like that. Because of the Saints, you got North Carolina, Baltimore Ravens, you had all this expansion of all these new teams. You see what I'm saying? And all them teams was coming from that whole direct area. You understand? And the reason why Saints did what they did, Alabama couldn't get no team. You know why Alabama couldn't get no team? Alabama is supporting all the college teams out there. Think of all the college teams being out there in Alabama. Alabama is a college state. Auburn, Alabama itself. Then right the next state you got right next to them is Georgia. Then you got the whole stretch line back there. If you head a little bit more west away from them, you're gonna start going into Florida area. In Florida already got 3 or 4 teams too, see?
Yeah.
So you had Louisiana, right? Which was all of Louisiana supporting the Saints. Mississippi, the bottom part of Alabama, right? Some parts of Texas also too, because Louisiana boot, how it was made, you had certain part of Tennessee. That's why Tennessee was part of that extent. It was the Tennessee Titans was part of the football expansion teams. Some people in Dallas in Texas area used to support New Orleans for business arrangements.
And they support the Cowboys?
But they forced that on America to be America's team. You understand? Back in those days, you was only 2 teams everybody was a part of wanting to be friendly, be a team of. You had 3 teams, but before that, you had the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody in them days was walking around those 2 on. Then what people don't realize, you had Kansas City. You had Kansas City and you had the Colts.
Is that in Missouri or Kansas?
Kansas.
Because I always wonder why they don't say Kansas City, Kansas.
You know? Because they can't say that. It's a lawsuit. That's like saying, it's going to say how you recognize, most people don't even think of Baton Rouge as being Louisiana. They think New Orleans is being Louisiana, and Baton Rouge is the what? State capital of New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Of Louisiana. You didn't hear people saying, I'm going on to Baton Rouge. They can say, I'm going where?
New Orleans.
There you go. Now let's look at it like this here. See, this is how businessmen separated that. Where's the capital of Atlanta?
Atlanta is the capital.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's why Atlanta's paying all this money to the NFL. You see where I'm going with that? If they would have said, we're going down there to Baton Rouge, that's the state capital. The state capital is what Robbie said today. It's part of the government. Now, this is what made, and this is why you'll never ever have man-made ideas on negativity produce anything good out of life. Let me explain something to you. Let's look at racism. A lot of people from Georgia don't even know why 285 was built the way that it was built. My grandfather and them did. My dad and them did, because they're always construction workers traveling around the whole country building things. They were hustlers too, you see? But 285 was built
In a circle.
in a circle to confuse the slaves. That's where they was running, in a complete circle. And then when they ran up to this area, they tried to think that they could run up the hill on Stone Mountain. That's why there's a saying, back in the day, Caucasians and slave masters killed so many people, women and children, men, women, and children, by throwing them off of the Stone Mountain mountain. That's the only place where you have a complete circle, right here in Georgia, 285. And everything else you gotta travel to get off of the interstate. And how it was done back then, you had to travel at least 4 to 5, 6 miles to get to 25 or however miles it may be to help you get to 75, 80, or 20. That's all straight shots. But back then, before you had 20 and all that, you had 141, you had conjunctions. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. New Orleans the same way. Every inner city area the same way. New Orleans don't have no choice because we're a circle city anyway. Everything in New Orleans is surrounded by water. In a circle. They didn't expect for Atlanta to grow like it did. They didn't expect New Orleans to grow like it did. They didn't just expect Detroit to grow like it did. You see what I'm saying? You can't hold back a group of people. The Bible teaches you that when you're thinking about the first biggest slavery that they had, which is what? The children of Israel and Egypt. But they thought that the slaves were going to be there forever. God said, no, 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 no. And before there was who? Before there was Moses, you had what? Joseph, right?
Yeah.
who you think helped pave the way with his ideas and helping to build the pyramids and know the routes of all of these things? Joseph. And slavery, nevertheless, man created that foolishness. God is not the slave. In the terminology for the word slaves meant anybody could have been a slave if you're working for a particular person. If I owned a whole lot of stuff nowadays, you might call me Mr. Honorary, see? But back then they may have called you Lord or Master, something like that. And the word slave wasn't used as it was later on down the line being used, especially for hatred. You see what I'm saying? God don't make hatred. Man do. Through the adversary. Think about it, man.
Yep.
That's not a city that belongs in this tribal country right here. And this is where they fool you at. This place was never called America. Most of us don't even know what it was called. You see what I'm saying? But it was called based upon each area where tribes would be at, you know? Like you had the Cherokees. They had, and they knew all of this from this point, this surrounding square, circle radius. They knew this was Cherokee territory, you see? Then you may have had the Thibodeau Indians. The Thibodeaus knew what area from this part of the land to this part of the land, from this water surrounding X, Y, and Z, square radians, square, pyramid, however they mapped it out. They knew this belonged to the Thibodeau Indians, you see? Same thing with the Redskins, the Gentile Indians, the Chippewas, all these Indian people. The Washington Redskins just sometime last year paid off because they didn't want to pay their debt. But using Redskins to make so much money when Redskins is the name of people. So you took the name of people and you made money off these people as you kicked them off their land. People was able to prove. For reproof that this was the area, the land, we was called thieves, and Washington Redskins just paid off something like $1 trillion over the years and they just finished paying it off. That's why most teams who were smart about things, and Kansas City is the last one left, not KC. But KC is doing right by those people in their land. They took a different alternative. You see?
They went better. They went right with it, huh?
Hmm?
They tried to treat the people right with what they did.
Right, but no. That's the same thing. So you take that same concept of what they did and put it into any other business across the United States of America that's a conglomerate of a business. Same rules apply. Same rules gonna apply, same thought, same business aspect is gonna apply. That's why you have so many owners of the NFL, baseball, and basketball. They own car dealerships. Car dealership for $1 million is the ticket in America. They already got land. Now, here's the biggest trick of them all. We're gonna take this land and they get you to say, let's go ahead on and buy this land. So now you put the Superdome on their land, and we're gonna call it Mercedes-Benz, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make so much money, they're gonna be beating and cheating on their taxes for so long. Till now, corruption has come to its end. So what they're gonna do is, they're gonna take their children's children for how many years it may take, you hear me? Mm-hmm. And put their land in their children's land, because by the time people dying off, it changes hands. But you have documents, some getting part of the land as being not paying for it. They might get it and say, this is called, you know how when you want to give your children something, out of your will, then the next set of kids, it might be I forgot what they call that, man. It's, Chalmette doing it right now to a lot of black people in Louisiana. It's certain names and terminology they use where they break all this land up to keep one particular family from gaining total control so it can stay in a whole network of families so we all can make money. Because you know how men think, well, I don't like my brother, I'm going to go, you know, or like in your You know, they might say, I'm gonna cutthroat my brother, I'm gonna cutthroat you. So they find ways to keep that from happening. You see? But they're gonna keep it in the family. Now, you take all them owners that own all these stadiums, and then you say, well, wait a minute, how they making all this money? Well, it's easy. You turn around there and you get people like the Hilton family. They're making so much money until they really don't know how much Hilton family making. So me and you, we brothers, right?
Yep.
We own a football team, right? Now we own a car lot, right? Now guess what you're gonna do now? You come to the stadium, as long as it's in my name, the stadium is in my name, I'm gonna get me a liquor license also in my name. And what I'm gonna do is, now I'm gonna have my other brother to open up a liquor store. And guess what you're gonna do? Guess what you're gonna do? If you're smart enough, me, now we 3 brothers right now. You own a football team, you hear me? We all share the land, you hear me? And I own the liquor part and the food store. So we all making money. But all this gotta be paid back into the NFL, which is owned by a lot of Jewish people. Think about what I'm saying, man. Now that's called monopoly. See, a guy like me, bro, I went to school for this. But it's the same thing with anything else, dude. But see, now, here's the problem with that. The NFL sat down there and said, we're gonna have to put an extra tax limit on New Orleans. Georgia Falcons figured it out what the Saints was doing. Because they went to Saints and said, wait a minute, how y'all was able to pull off during that time, the same owners that owned the New Orleans Saints had a lot of affiliation through the Jewish people that owned the Jazz.
Yeah.
See how it worked? No. So that means they keep all that money indirectly, directly, in every way imaginable into one family. Different seeds, different umbrella seeds, bro.
Yeah.
But you gotta be disciplined about that kind of stuff, man. Think about it. Now, then after that's why it was very important. New Orleans really didn't want to sell the Jazz. New Orleans was hoping that they had enough from the baseball league to bring in baseball, because they already figured that the basketball really wasn't working out because of the greed of those people on NBA, ABA. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they needed Jordan in the 80s to save the NBA. In the 70s, you needed people like Magic Johnson, Akeem, what's his name? The one hook shot from Lakers. What's his name? Big tall guy. Akeem Olajuwon. That's his name.
Yeah.
No. That was from the Falcons. Hold on. What's his name again? Y'all know I'm talking about the man. LeBron James just broke his points. Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
That one. Yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. There you go.
Turn my ring back on.
So they needed somebody like Michael Jordan to do what he did.
Hello.
So the league wouldn't lose out.
Hello.
It's business, man.
My name is David. No, ma'am. Thank you.
Now here's the big trick here. Here's the big trick. Now the NFL needed somebody that they could go to and say, you know what? I'm going to make some money. Okay? They're putting up all these stadiums. All right, now, because at one time back in the day when football first started, you didn't have all of this. People was traveling, driving in their cars, staying in Motel 8s in different places. Some people staying on the outside, buying campers and all this other kind of stuff, tailgating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the NFL said, you know what we're going to do?
Invest in some hotels.
There you go. Who owns the biggest monopoly right now for its hotels? You know who that person was? Hilton. So when Hilton said, well, you know what? My brother making some money over here too. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have my brother talk. We're going to keep Hilton for the rich people because we don't want just no strags, whether you're black or poor white trash, whatever you want to call them. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start open up us some best ends, you hear me?
Yeah.
And we're going to open up some holiday ends, you see? Now, when they started doing that, but before they did that, they were smart. They turned around and said, you know what? If we're going to do this for the football league, let's go behind their back and let's get the baseball league and let's get the... You see? Let's get the baseball league and let's get the basketball league too. You hear me?
Yeah.
So that's what they did, bruh. Think about it, bruh. This is about business. But that's people with money. Poor people can't do that because it ruins things among poor people because poor people, everybody, don't have the same hunk or chunk or change collectively. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got a lot of smart people with good ideas among the poor. You know what I mean? But yet at the same time, even the rich, but these people were already wealthy. So now you had all these people, and a lot of them is being supported by the mob. Okay? And when they're being supported by the mob, you always have money coming in and out. Quick hands changing, not changing. And when I say mob, I'm talking about on all walks of life. You see? That's where you get the terminology of razzle dazzle. You see, in big business. You ever heard terminology before?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And razzle dazzle get you. You see what I'm saying, Justin?
Yeah.
So that's when to answer your question about that. Nah, let's look at it like this here. Let's look at it biblically wise. It's all wrong. It's all sin, right? That's why God urges us, and we have to really and truly understand there is no separation between church and state. That's why Brother Robbie was good today in helping us to understand. If you stick to the Word of God and understand the Word of God and certain things happen in the home, and you go to the home, then you go to church, you're going to already know how to present yourself to the bride. You heard me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yep.
Because the very first job any man had in the world was a marriage.
Mm-hmm. Definitely the first union.
The marriage. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, after a marriage, and if you notice, within that marriage, and I'm so glad he said that today, he said, what David did, and one, we talked about that the other day, and before he mentioned about David, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we always talk about that. But my point is, he went scripture. How many sins David did just by he said 5. Well, I had one more, but I didn't think, but I understand what he was saying. It wasn't as relevant as the other 5 were. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his other one was he lied and manipulated. You see? Not only did he commit adultery, he lied and he manipulated. He killed.
Yeah, he committed a bunch of sins.
But the major 5 in which he went with was trying to tell us about ourselves for us and being able to stick to the subject. But, people ain't walking around here just killing elders and deacons, you see what I'm saying? And elders, deacons in churches, he ain't just walking up killing people, setting them to get killed. So that's why he didn't touch that, you see?
Yeah.
But we got to remember the things and the content of seeing things. And I had a problem with that myself. And he straightened me out about some things I already knew. Because sometimes you know some things and you just may forget. And sometimes you might hear it from somebody else different in order for it to make sense to you. You see?
Yep.
You know, and we all know this. There's things that me and David talk about. I know I can never ever talk to about my brother that I know how he is. You hear me? And by the same token, he know how I am. He know I'm not for that foolishness, you see? But he'll bring the foolishness, you see? That's why I told the car, don't worry about what that man done you. And you should get that out your heart. Whereby as if you ain't got to worry about telling on and ratting on him, you moved on, let it go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're right not to forget, you see? Because you never know. You might end up seeing that man again. And God may have hardened his heart. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I know there's things going on between me and my brother, and I know there's things that he's so-called supposed to be working up on, and I don't know whatever he told my sister. But guess what? I don't buy into it no more. You heard me?
Yeah.
Because when he said that, let me tell you something. That destroyed things, bruh. Believe you me, that. You hear me? It destroyed things, bruh. Don't let that destroy your heart, bruh.
Yep.
And don't become bitter of it. You're gonna get sick like me.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Can't mess around and be sick,
Things I was feeling in my heart, I know it wasn't right. You hear me?
Yeah.
But people take you there.
no.
People send you there, man. I tell my kids all the time, the devil in here just don't want me. In my mind, he had me at one time. Now he know he can't help me. But guess what? That don't mean he ain't gonna work on my wife. That don't mean he ain't gonna work on my daughters. And that don't mean he gonna work on my son. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
The devil don't want one Chester. He wants us all. Isn't that how man think? You see my point?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
and that's how white supremacy work. That's how businessmen around the whole world work. Because I told him before, I told him, the slavery back then, the word slavery was used differently than modern day slavery over the last 400 to 600 years, or maybe 800 years. When they called you Lord and Master, you understand what I'm saying? You knew where they was coming from. They was calling you teacher, or they was calling you, like I work for David, you know?
Yeah.
So that word slave meant during that time, I was just your worker. That's why Jesus said, be careful on how you treat your slaves, you hear me? And slaves, submit yourself and be careful how you deal with your owners. You see what I'm saying? That's what Robert was saying today. When I go to work for David, in my mind, I already know I'm going to give him my best. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if I give David my best and David know I'm giving him my best and he do me wrong, that's on David. But that don't mean it won't bother me psychologically. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if the people read that right, it's telling them, me as a parent, be slow not to push my children into anger. That means that it's okay for me to discipline him, but what if I was always just dogging my son out? He gonna grow up hating me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My son gonna know the difference of me showing him tender love and care from his father, showing him how to do things versus me always kicking him in his butt or slamming on or abusing him, you hear me?
Yep.
You see? Or knowing he need a pair of shoes, I'm going there buy me some $500 outfits and shoes, and guess what? I got him on the same shoes he been having on since he was in 3rd grade, now he in 5th grade. You understand what I'm saying to y'all?
Yeah.
Man to build stuff. I had to learn that the hard way all over again. Am I embarrassed of it? No. Am I ashamed of it? Yes. Why? Because I knew better. And I allowed it to get to my head because I thought about the very fact that what Robbie said yesterday, I'm supposed to take care of my family. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which means that I'm taking care of my family, and if I'm doing the right thing as a Christian, I know I gotta help take care of your family if you're doing the right thing as a Christian. And I know when I'm gonna come around David, I gotta be respectful around you and his family like I'm around my own. You hear me?
Yeah.
And that's respect. You see?
Yeah.
That's why the Bible tells us all these things. I shouldn't come in here or nowhere else around other Christian men and I'm looking up on their wife. I don't belong in that circle, and guess what God gonna do? He gonna find some kind of way to get me on out that circle, you hear me? Especially if I know that they're being sincere Christians. See, a lot of them parables Christ talk about works two ways. Who said that? Brother, just no said that one day, hear me?
I think so.
He said, we gotta be careful now with that, you know? We gotta be careful. That's all the warnings, man, we need. And I guarantee you, my friendship with you and Brother David gonna last much longer. You know why? I'm bringing my best to y'all. And it hurts when a man don't bring their best to you when you know you helped him with him and his family, and you know whether you're working for him, you put money on the table for him and his family, even though he's the boss or not, but the boss ain't respected me enough to help me put money on me and my family on the table. You hear me?
Yeah.
See, that's an into-four conversation there, my brother. That's why we got to be weary. That's why Jesus Christ, why the Lord's Supper was important also too. How can we say we believe in God when we take Lord's Supper? By the same token, in order for us to believe in Jesus Christ, the knowing that He is the Son of God, we have to follow the 5 steps. He'll believe, pray, confess, and be baptized. Well, what's the sense of confession? If we're not following the very same principles that Jesus Christ did, even though He knew one sitting among them was going to betray Him. So that's telling me man will always find a way to enslave man, to betray another man, you hear me? To deny another man. That's what I got out the lesson also too. So yes, he's right. Brother Bismarck, and all of them right, no matter who you say it from. Now listen to me. We sat down there and he used 3 scriptures that I always use. And David, no, he used 4. He used Ephesians chapter 3, 4, and 5 today. It wasn't 3, 4, and 5, it was 5 and 4. But this whole week he used Ephesians. And like he said today, I'm coming to y'all in a different way. I know y'all expected me to go to Luke and y'all expected me to go to these other places. He went around all of that, hear me?
Yeah.
And showed you how a difference of different scriptures can mean the same thing on a total different or the same subject to get us to understand the Bible in its purpose, in its manifestation, and how it was written, and how if we read it, and if we do it biblically and stay in doctrine, it all falls in line. Man, can't do that, bro.
And like you said, it makes a difference when you're trying to live.
Wow, bro.
By the doctrine, following the word. Most people don't have. A lot of people don't
see it that way.
They don't have to have that way. But I mean, my query is, I could see in the world people that live in the world, they got their own set of rules, which is no rule, by the way. That's fine. That's how they want to do. That's how they want to do. And so when I see you, I know that I'm to expect this type of movement, this type of action, this type of reaction. But then when people claim to be Christian, and I'll start by saying that in the broadest sense of the word. Everybody in the world think they're Christian. All right, you got people that teach, preach, pastor, whatever at these churches, bishops, and all of that stuff. Man, and they do all the same stuff that the world do. I don't understand. You know, I just don't understand that. It's like being a New Orleans Saint, joining their team, wearing their jersey, and then playing for the other team. It's just backwards. You know, it's just backwards.
Which they do that for numbers' sake.
It's just backwards. But when they do that, they're looked down upon. Everybody, the whole wide sports community. If you find out a guy been shaving points or doing something for another team, it won't be no shortage of people that agree that that's wrong.
That's the real reason why Michael Jordan daddy got killed.
So it won't be a shortage. It won't be a shortage of people that agree that that's wrong. But then when they if you put on a sports jersey, we can agree that you should play for the team that who jersey you wearing.
Ain't gambling no joke.
People join the church. They put on Christ's jersey. Really, they never put it on, but they wear the jersey and then they continue to play for the other team.
The actions.
But it's doctrine. When they taught that it don't matter. I'm gonna tell you like this. Once saved, always saved. The most dangerous part about that doctrine is this right here.
That word, the terminology.
This is it. No. Well, if you say once saved, always saved, what you're telling me is, I made it.
And I still do what I want.
Once I made it, what is the goal to do
after that?
Everything else.
That's what I'm saying. After that, right?
What's the goal? Why would I not touch her? Why would I not take that? Why would I not go there? Why would I not? Why? And we're talking about some of the extreme things on the left side. But how about why would I treat him fairly? Why would I hang out with this person? Why would I watch my mouth? Why would I care about anything at all if I already made it? In the true church, we realize when we listen to the apostles' writings, Christ's teaching, the word, it tells us that we have to strive to maintain our Christianhood. We got to strive to obey. It tells us if you love God, then you'll keep his commandments. It tells us all these things that say that there's something that needs to be done. And you need to continue to do that. Walk in the light. Stay in the light. This is where the cleaning is. This is how you get cleansed from the sins that you do.
But it's also
that you do fall into.
So we can use in which we have learned not to go.
But once they've always say, change the whole thing dramatically. It changes what God is saying, and it changes it for the worse because now people, they think they made it. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. I pay this mortgage every month. If I get a letter in the mail that say you done, how many more payments I'm going to make? None. I ain't going to be looking to make no payments. I ain't going to want to make no payments. And you're going to have a hard time telling me to start making more payments. Well, how about people when you tell them you made it? You go into heaven, you got it, and there's no way you can lose it. When you tell people that, they stop making payments. Stop making payments. They stop striving. You know for a fact. It's a tough walk. It's a tough walk. So why would people continue to do all these hard and difficult things, change their ways, fight with themselves? What we said, battle with sin and Satan itself. Why would you do that if I already made it? Why would I battle with sin, Satan, sin itself? If I already made it. Why am I battling? Why am I wasting all that time?
But people don't realize that's why revivals are so important. I'm talking about when I say people. I'm talking about he hit the nail on the head. When we first started talking about church, I said, David, I'm not used to this here. I'm used to traveling from church to church, visiting my brothers and sisters at the church and going other places. You see what I'm saying? And they're all doctrine. Didn't Robbie mention that today?
He did.
See, that's the very important tool. Because the reason most so why it's more important, because in the days of Israel, even when they got captive in all the other places where they went, also, you got to understand, I keep telling you this, slavery was different. Even when Paul and all them was setting up, prosecuting and persecuting Christians, they all lived in majority. You had Christians living over here, but we all know they all live over here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see, it wasn't no, well, I've been seeing this brother and the way he been acting. He worked at the same job I work on, and I didn't know he was a member of Church of Christ. He didn't know I was a member of church, and this dude acting like a fool every day. Hear me? And I'm working on the same job with him, and I'm seeing what he's doing until I go over there and visit another Church of Christ that's doctrinal, you hear me? And I see him up in there. See my point?
Yep.
But now here's the big thing. Moses didn't have half the battle as Christianity does today. You know why? All the children of Israel was living over there in the same slave quarters. The same place where they put them to live. But the problem with that is you had their wives, their children, and their cousins, and all them right there. You hear me?
Yeah.
Modern day society said we're gonna make it worse than that. We're gonna separate the home completely. I'ma send the husband to Texas. I'ma send the wife, you see, to California. I'ma send each one of his children to a total different state. You hear me?
Yep.
Then they gonna find out and be slick about it. Before they do all of that, it's already part of the plan. I'm just showing you an example. But what white supremacy did, they went into these camps and learned everybody. They knew who the fathers and the grandfathers and the aunties and the uncles and who their children were. This is how they knew how to break them up. You see?
Yeah.
By the same token, Paul is the best example for all men to see things in a total clear way. Paul admitted and he knew he prosecuted. He knew he prosecuted Christians. But in the process of prosecuting Christians, do you know what he had to do? He put some in prison. He set some of them up. You hear me? You know what I mean? But he did it in a manner for his love of God. You see? For the sake of Judaism, you know?
Yeah.
But he didn't do it out of spite like they're doing it today, things today. And that does make a difference. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That does make a big difference. And that's what religion is doing today. Separating and dividing themselves from God, man. Our adversary busy, man. They got new church out there. They got scientific churches out now. They got new church out now. Man. What I tell you about holographic images? They're doing holographic images and stuff, man. In some of these churches, man. Neo lights and stuff. Flashing everywhere. We got a new way of praying. How you gonna pray? We're gonna beat the drum real low.
Oh, they're having a new they're taking a new picture next week, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. I heard it today. I don't know. I got this Monday. Today's Saturday, right? I got to go in Monday and Wednesday. I got to figure out Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. One of them days I know they're going to tell me whether or not, from when I went last week, my blood work let me know how I did. Yay or nay, you heard me?
Mm-hmm.
But the doctor don't want me to get off this medication until another 2 weeks. And most people just get off it. I ain't got the infection no more. They get off it and it comes right back, you know? So they want me to take it for another week or two. So I don't know if they're going to keep me with my injections or put me back on that small one again. Because I got to have something in my body, bro. Heard me?
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to worry about my prostate. One doctor was telling me, and that's when I called me. I said, look, get him on the phone and then get back with you. Heard me? But one of the doctors saying, well, look, we can't keep prolonging because all the work we done, we don't want his body and the cells going into a relapse. Meaning, all this work that they're putting all these different things in me, maybe if I don't get what they do for my prostate, we got to worry about handling my prostate later just to make sure because they don't want my blood to start getting back how it was and them cells start winning in my body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they got so much things that we got to talk about and speak about and to bring things to clarity. I think Christy going to take off from work that day. So she go down there and know what's going on with me. Yeah. be a pretty day.
Yeah, it is. It's nice out. Real nice out.
Back at home, I bet you people on that water, people figuring out a way to go and fish.
Think so?
Yeah. But New Orleans been going to New Orleans and murder capital road again, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They may never stop the cease. They got 900 policemen now. Went from 3,000 to 900, bro.
Dang.
But police part of the problem. The police stopped doing what they're doing. It wasn't enforced. Was actually going down now between New Orleans and Mississippi, in some cases Alabama.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Real crazy.
Every night, every day, somebody getting killed. Oh, that's what I'm gonna tell you. I saw a man across the street. Guess what?
They find out who baby it was?
No.
They never knew who baby it was?
No.
Man, that's crazy.
No. That right, that messed me. That broke me down, bro.
It's sad.
And Christian knew it too. That broke me down, bro.
Somebody gonna wake up in the morning and be like, man, where my baby at?
Hey, bro, what today is?
Sunday.
Today was Sunday.
Today's Saturday.
It's Saturday. And that happened on Thursday. Thursday night. So Thursday all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 3 days there. And nobody wake up yet. I hope the people ain't dead. Or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or somebody just threw her out there saying, I can't take care of her no more. Unless somebody else just take up and raise her. You never know what people thinking, man.
Yeah.
And guess what? You ain't getting no alert. When things like that happen, you get a lot of alerts on the phone, right?
Yeah.
You ain't getting no alert on the phone. And everybody got a cell phone.
I mean, like I said, worst case scenario, like you said, I didn't even think about that. Like if her parents is somewhere hurt, you know, that'd be a bad thing. Real bad thing.
And guess what?
It's possible, though. The way this world is, it's very possible. Very possible.
All of it's sad, bro. No matter how you look at it, poor little girl, you don't have a chance.
Said the little parents losing her, huh?
And just think about it. And if she go back home, you know what's gonna happen? The parents will get themselves in trouble, man.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in trouble when they do show up. They're gonna be in a lot of trouble. You should keep your house locked up. But I ain't gonna lie, I have. We have woke up one day and our daughter was out front. My wife actually came out. My baby was standing on the front porch when she was a little girl.
But guess what?
But when she opened the door, the alarm went doom doom. And my
Not
wife was
just
like,
that.
what was that?
Y'all would have called the police too, said I can't find my baby.
Yeah.
You know, somebody would know something.
Yeah, definitely.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So your neighbor said, when you talked to your neighbor?
Yesterday,
And he said, man, they still ain't.
I saw him like, I'm always at the window because I've been worried about a little girl. I've been worried about a little girl. I asked
Tristan,
Tristan.
you falling asleep?
He
You got to get a nap, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
You have any children, Tristan?
May I have one coffee, please?
Coffee?
Yes, please.
Do you have any children, Tristan?
No, I've never been married.
Okay. Not being nosy, just trying to know you, my brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to sleep. I didn't get a. So, as far as the guest list, I know Walter and his wife. I know Charlie and his wife. Come up for 5 o'clock. Walter and his wife, Charlie and his wife. I invited Joshua Kentrell and his wife. I invited Walter's son, Josh, to come out. Josh hit me back. He said it's looking like they can make it.
That's
so,
8.
So there's Josh and his wife. So right now, people that I know will be there. 1, 2, 3. But there was some more folks who I thought was.
So every time 2 is 6, right? You and your wife make 8, and me and this guy here is 10.
So far that's the game that I know that's confirmed.
Yeah, my wife didn't come, but she got things to do. Sometimes my wife has time to do
Yeah,
things.
she was going to get the boy haircut too.
Yeah, she gonna pick her hair, her toes, her appointments, and she's gonna check on some things at the library. She got so much to do. That's the only time she can do things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And guess what? Sometimes I'm glad I'm ahead of time to get me.
Your wife, she out Saturday and Sunday, right?
What you mean?
Off from work Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she know, like last time, dog, I was feeling so bad. Man, look at D, when I tell you.
Most of the time I spend the first, when I'm off 2 days, you got 1 day where you're doing all your errands, and this and that and this and that. And then sometimes you can take that next day and kind of chill a little bit. But we have Sunday service, you know, and so we have to do our due diligence on Sunday. So I usually, if I got a bunch of stuff to do, I'm gonna do that Saturday. I'll run Saturday all day. And then Sunday, I'll be able to, you know, do whatever. I go to church and then come home. And most of the time, I'll come home and do that. Like after we finish dinner, then I'll drop you off and I'll drop him off. And then when I make it in, I'm chilling. But I can tell you like this: if we go in there at 5 o'clock, we probably ain't gonna come out there till 6:30. Yeah, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it'll be at least 6:30 when we come out there. Then by the time I drop you off and him off, when I make it back here, it'll be 8, 9. It'll be dark.
Yeah.
It'll be dark.
Yeah.
And not if yo, it'll be time for me to come home and get ready for bed. Hey!
Hello.
We stole it.
How are you?
We was charging up this phone right here.
It's my turn.
Okay, well, then take it back. All right, you about to lose it. You about to lose your charger, Chester. Go ahead and get it.
Who was that?
That's my daughter, Angel.
That woke him up.
How you doing?
Good.
Where's Chester?
I know. My name Angel.
What now?
My name Angel.
Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She done stole her charger back from me, Chester.
Yeah, I got one right here. The same one you
But
can
you know,
use. You can plug up.
I thought you didn't have it.
I'm talking about what you told me about the
You don't have one for that block, the brick.
You need a block?
Yeah. Man, you got time on there.
Now we're trying to say to keep it full, it's gonna always be charged, so you ain't gotta worry about
You
doing
got a
it.
full battery, Chester.
That done good, bro.
100% already?
It look like it. I'm gonna make some fresh coffee.
Dude,
Okay.
Did you know, bro?
Thanks.
Here, she bought you a brick.
Everything I
Thanks.
got.
Yeah, 95%.
It said 95.
Yeah.
Man, that's full. My phone don't see that. Yo. Said, do I know how to what, Jimmy?
Let me tell you how I got my nickname, Junior. When I was a little boy, my grandmother and my grandfather and all my uncles and them, we all lived in one big old house.
Okay. Who house? Your grandma's house? Your grandma's house?
Yeah, but they grew up all in one house. So what happened was we started buying a house like next over here, and then each one moved out. But it was an upstairs, downstairs house. And what it was, my grandfather took the whole downstairs area, which was a total of 4 apartments into one big long shotgun house.
Okay.
And upstairs he rented all the apartments.
Okay.
And he knew his kids would get older. So he figured they had a total of 7 kids, one of them died, okay? But he had 6 kids, right? So, don't forget, you had 7 downstairs and 7 upstairs.
Yeah.
That's how it was, right?
Yeah.
So he, in his mind, he knew, he said, you know what? As the kids, first they had like, theirs was the big one. So you walked through, went towards the back part of the house, right?
Yeah.
Theirs was the big one. And then they had like, there was number 4. Then you had, and the reason why he did it, he ran 1, 2, 3, 4 on opposite sides. But anyway, making a long story short, when they was coming up and all the kids coming up, my uncle, my mom, it was just 3 of them. Another aunt came along, my stepmother came on later when they was almost adults.
Yeah.
So what my grandparents did was they had theirs, their area, and they had 1, 2 more other ones, right? They already put a big wall and put a big wall on top of the wall to soundproof it, right? And that was just how they lived. So mom had a big old room, and my uncle had a big old room, uncle had a big old room, them 3, but my grandfather lived inside the house.
It's so nice outside.
Yeah, but see, my problem trying to tell you was, with other parts of my house, my grandfather had his brother staying there. And my grandmother had another one, and then upstairs, 2 other family and cousins. But they always used to get together to come to the big house, which was my grandfather's inside, right? But when my grandmother did all the cooking and X, Y, and Z, but they always used to drink coffee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can smell the coffee down the whole block. And every now and then people could sit down and go outside, my grandfather, whoever. But I used to always sit on my grandparents' and lap, drinking their coffee.
Right, Chester?
Yep.
I got you.
Drinking their coffee, you know?
Thanks.
Yeah.
And that's how I started drinking coffee. But during the same time, my
granddaddy, when I was small, I was always, like, he used to...
Save your corner?
I used to like to do stuff myself. My granddaddy used to show me. Then after that, I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So like making cheese toast. He would show me how to make cheese toast.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I want to do it. So if we go in the kitchen, he get ready to make it. I want to make it.
Me, I want to.
So I used to say, I can do it myself.
I can do it. Let me do it.
And he used to repeat that. I could do it myself.
I can do it.
That's what he used to say. And then he was drinking coffee. And then he'll make some with some milk and some sugar in it for me. And that's how I really got my first taste.
Whiff on wanting that coffee.
My first taste of coffee came from my granddad.
I'm telling you, my grandmother used to do. My grandmother used to make peach cobblers. She used to make different type of cobblers. She used to make different type of cakes or whatever. And they always sit down and drink their coffee with their cakes and carrying on. And I would ask my uncle, anybody, let me send me a conch.
You ever had conch salad?
Conch? Yeah, I love conch.
You like conch salad?
Yeah, I love conch, period.
The way that we make, I got some conch salad in here. You want to try it?
Dude, we got to eat though, bro.
Okay.
You started that shit, man. That conch, bro.
You like that?
Let me tell you something, bro. You go to Bahamas, get that conch and them oysters from Bahamas.
Yeah.
And you gotta beat them, bro.
See, this one is we don't beat this, but it's really.
Wait, where you got it from?
I went to the farmer's market and got
They
it.
sell conch? It's big pieces or small pieces?
The pieces, we cut it up though. I usually buy my conch I like to buy my conch from Miami and bring back the boxes.
Yes, almonds.
I used to bring back the boxes, but this right here is Bahamian. I believe it's Bahamian.
What is that?
Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Look.
I'm gonna give you a taste, man.
All right.
Just taste.
Yeah, I love conch, man. Man, you get you some conch and you fry some oysters and some shish with that.
Yeah, I like fried conch too.
Man, look here.
But this been in the refrigerator a couple of days, so it might be a little. When I say it's
bitter.
No, a little tough. It makes it. The lemon juice
and
all that.
Yeah,
it starts to cook it. The first day be really soft. But let's try it.
Hey, who taught you how to cook your mom?
Yeah, I'm from Miami, man.
All right.
Chester, you want to try this in your mom? I'll give you a sip. Man, I like this. It's got a citric taste to it. Only thing you can do is like it or not like it.
You got lemon and lime in here. Orange?
Lemon and lime and
orange?
Now cucumbers and tomatoes.